Welcome back. In this segment, we're going to be talking the Heritage Pro-Am, the Wednesday Pro-Am. I was watching the Golf Channel a few weeks ago, and Peter Jacobson had done a segment about the most important day of any PGA tournament is Wednesday. That's because that's the day when pros get to interact with the patrons, and they get to play golf with the people that support not only the sponsorships and the big companies that drive the PGA, but the players that just want to play with a pro, interact with a pro, walk 18 holes inside the ropes with a pro. So we're going to be talking Wednesday Pro-Am, and I'm joined by two of my former Pro-Am partners and really good friends here on the island. Successful businessman Michael Iaquinta to my far left. Hello, Michael.
Hello, Daniel.
Good to have you. And Michael Loconte.
Hey,
Michael,
Daniel.
great to see you. Michael and I got to play in the 2008 Pro-Am together with what was then not our champion, but future champion, Brandt Snedeker. We had no idea, obviously, at the time, but Star was on the rise. We were really excited about that. Guys, what do you recall about that particular year? Michael?
It was an amazing time, and getting to meet Brandt and playing golf and being between the ropes. We had a lot of our friends from the golf club out there, and it was a real fun time. You know, looking back at some of the shots we made and some of the shots we didn't make.
My thoughts are we got Brandt Snedeker right after he was in the final grouping at the Masters that year.
That's right.
That's right.
And so that being said, we had a huge gallery with us that day following us, if you remember that.
I had forgotten that's the week after he had done so well at Augusta.
Yeah, and so people were excited about seeing Brandt, and we were luckily paired with him. And I did get to hit one of the best shots of my life that day with the gallery at 18. It was a lot of fun, and it made the whole Pro-Am experience pretty fun.
Yeah, if I recall, you stuck an iron in there to about a couple of feet, and as it turns out, that was the difference in us winning this thing. I think we won the morning wave of the Pro-Am that year at 16 under, if I do recall.
We did.
And the other thing I recall about that was a buddy of mine ran into Snedeker at Sea Island a few weeks after that, and he said, "You played in the Pro-Am with a buddy of mine." He said, "Remind me." He goes, he was wearing really funny pants. He says, "Oh, was that the idiot in the slime green pants?" So it's nice to know that's how our defending champion remembers me, as the idiot in the slime green pants. But anyway, just can't describe how much fun that is to be inside the ropes, to be able to not only interact with the guys and walk the fairways and talk to them, but to watch them hit those shots close up and how they work their way around the golf course. Guys, now you all have played, this would be your 8th Pro-Am in a row, Michael?
This will be my 8th.
Yeah, my 7th, yeah.
Who were some of the other players that you've gotten a chance to play with over the years?
Lucas Glover.
Yeah, my first year was with Joey Sindelar, and then I think the following year was with
Sean O'Hare.
Sean O'Hare, who was relatively unknown at the time.
Right.
We didn't know who he was when we drove, and I think he was 22 years old.
It seems like most of the players that we play with, Daniel, they're not the most well-known guy when we play with them, but after they play with us, they tend to win a lot of money after playing with us. Snedeker wins the tournament,
yes,
and
they go on
Charlie
to
Wee wins a lot of money.
Yeah, Lucas Glover went on to win a
U.S. Open.
Yep, after he played with us.
That's right. That was after he played with you all. Yeah, he won the 2009 U.S. Open.
Yeah.
Clemson grad.
Mike gave him some pointers.
Well, that's the other great thing about the Pro-Am is, you come out on Wednesday. It's a really fun, festive atmosphere.
Yep.
You're going to get to see the pros hit some miraculous shots, and you also see the amateurs hit some really interesting shots. I know we all have done that, but that's the really cool thing about golf, and I heard Tiger Woods even say this about Pro-Ams. He said, what's great about golf, he says, in the course of every Pro-Am I've ever played in, regardless of how high their handicap is, there's usually one shot that a high handicapper would hit that I would trade him for. Now, and that's the best player that arguably ever to play. So that's why golf is such a unique game in and of itself. But guys, talking about pairings, Michael, I know you were mentioning they do the pairings party on Tuesday nights at the Conference Center.
Yeah, at Harbor Town.
That's when the committee, that's a random draw, so you don't know who you're going to get leading up to the
That is correct.
event.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's
what are those pairings parties like?
Well, it's an interesting time because after we find out who we're with, it's normally around 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And if we have an early tee time, because they draw, it's random, early tee time, so we could be teeing off at 7 a.m. and have to call our caddies. We have to call all of our friends that are going to be following us around to let them know who we got and what time we're teeing off. So
I remember the year you got Charlie Wee. My text phone was going crazy with text saying you better be there bright and early in the morning, ready to carry a bag. We got Charlie Wee.
Right.
So literally, you find out, and you got to put that all together in your mind that night.
Yep.
To get up and get going.
Yep. And some guy you think you weren't excited about playing with. I mean, last year we got Kevin Streelman, and we're looking at each other going, "Who's Kevin Streelman?"
Right.
We were a little bit bummed, to say the least. And when we went out there and met Kevin, probably the most fun guy we played with.
Is that right?
In all the pro-ams.
Really engaging.
His wife happened to be his caddy that day. His caddy was sick, and we got to meet him and his wife, and really a lot of fun. Great guy to play with.
That just adds so much to it. It gives you a different idea of who these guys really are. They're very real.
You find out about their lives, how much the travel takes a toll on them, and how to plan out what tournaments you're going to play on. It's really interesting.
Well, one more before we have to go to break. Guys, I remember the year I played with you. What was really unique about it to me is that my wife got to come along. We had a bunch of friends following us that sometimes they hopped over the ropes, sometimes they had to hop back over the ropes and be with the crowd. But to be able to share that experience with our friends and our family was really unique, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they look forward to it as much as we do.
A lot of fun.
They hang on all of our good shots and all of our bad shots.
Yep.
And at Harbortown, it's easy to hit a few bad shots.
We won't talk about my bad shots.
Well, the year we won this baby, you didn't hit too many. As I understand it, you carried us that year.
I don't know about that, but it was a lot of fun.
No, I think you did, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely.
You definitely carried us.
Not the year with Lucas Glover, though.
Well, to have your whole family out there and be playing as well as you played was really fun to watch.
Yeah.
Those are memories that'll live with you forever.
We're going to create some new ones this year.
Well, yeah, you guys are playing again this year.
Yeah.
That'll be Wednesday, the day before the tournament starts.
Yep.
So, folks, if you're looking to have a little bit of fun in a more festive, less serious environment, come out Wednesday to the Pro-Am. You'll see, like I said, some great shots. You'll see some really interesting shots, but everybody's going to be having a really good, festive time, and it's a great way to kick off our beautiful tournament that we belovedly got back thanks to RBC and Boeing. Michael, can't thank you enough for being here.
Thanks for having us.
When this economy picks back up, I'll join you. I hope you'll have me back in your foursome.
Absolutely. Thank you,
All right,
Daniel.
guys. Well, we've got to go to break really quick. When I come back, we're going to be joined by Scott Irwin, who's talking about the lowercase y at Impact. We'll explain. Stay with us.